the Hope for Prisoners, Billy Walters Center for Second Chances in the Steve and Judy Siegel Auditorium. Can you guys give yourselves a big, big round of applause? No, you're supposed to start screaming and everything like that. We want to give a big shout out to our friends inside Nevada Department of Corrections. I know Gene Conservation Camp, Southern Desert Correctional Facility, and Casa Grande. Can we give them a big, gigantic round of applause? We also want to say hello to all our family and friends who have gathered on the Hope for Prisoners Facebook page, viewing from around the world, also on the Hope for Prisoners LinkedIn channel and our YouTube channel. Can we please give them a round of applause? He's waving at people. He's waving at people in the prison. So, hey, but listen, we're in for a really, really super exciting night for you tonight. We have a guest speaker here today that's going to come and going to bring some thunder. It's someone that everybody in this room is going to be able to relate to, but I'm going to shut my mouth and let him tell his story. But before we get going, we want to open it up in the Hope for Prisoners fashion to see if anybody have any testimonies they would like to share, something that has happened to your life. Some of you may have just gotten a job. Some of you may have just gotten out. Somebody might have just completed some vocational training, or you might have, my all-time favorite, got some clean time underneath your belt. We want to hear from you because the Bible says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. We want to open it up for everyone here inside the center. For those of you inside the correctional institution, just make your way up, slip that little yellow hand up and make your way up to the microphone. And also those of you who are on our online chats, just make sure that you drop something in the chat. Chad's back there monitoring that chat room, and we'll circle right back to you. So you want to open up. And I think you said that, oh, man, they're lining up, man. You ain't got to fight. Make your way up. Give him a big hand as he's coming up. Step up. Look at the camera over there because I'm about to make you famous. Tell us what your name is. What's that testimony you'd like to share?
My name is Isaiah Brooks. I have cleaned overtime about 5.5 years now. And I just want to wish my brothers inside 12A. You guys know what it's up. Gunna, everybody, Maul, everybody. I wish y'all luck, man. I'll see y'all out here.
All right, man. Give him a high five for that 5 years. Can we give it up for that 5 years? Come on, make your way up here. Tell us your name and what is that testimony you'd like to share?
Well, my name is Richard Davis, and I've been out 4 months now. Got my CDL, and 2 days out of CDL class, I got a job.
Man, give him a high five for that, man. Yes, that CDL school. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Pásale, pásale.
My name is Alan Russell. I've been out since July 30th. I'm in my 3rd week of welding class, and I'm 7 years and 78 days clean. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be.
Man, give him a high five. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, my gosh. Make your way on up here. Oh, my gosh. It's so good to see you. The ladies out in Gene Conservation Camps are going a little bananas right now. I know your name. Tell everybody your name and what is that you'd like to share.
My name is Jennifer. I just got out Friday, so I'm just really excited to be here.
Man, give her a hand for that. Welcome home. Come on, step up. Step up, step up.
My name is John L. Mosley, and I just got a job at JW Marriott.
Man, give me a high five for that, man. I know we was working on that. Congratulations. Come on, please step up, step up, step up.
All right, everybody. My name is Brandon Sprout. I just want you guys to know that I love this man as a member of my own family because hope for prisoners is what you will get here. You can achieve, as long as you believe in yourself and you don't give up, you can achieve beyond anything you could even expect right now with him in your corner.
Man, give him a high five for that, man. Appreciate you, Brandon. Appreciate you, Brandon. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Erica. I just want to say I became a grandma last week.
Oh, congratulations.
And I moved out of West Care and I go into sober living this week.
Oh, my gosh. Give her a high five for that. Give her a high five.
Oh, my name is Erickson Bautista, and today
man, you wearing that pink hat, boy.
Today I make 91 honest days clean and sober.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna go inside Nevada Department of Corrections. Please step up. Tell us your name and what is that testimony you'd like to share. Casa Grande.
My name is Nicole, and I just made it here to Casa last week, so I'm super excited to see what it's in the future. And I just want to say shout out to all my people at Gene. I miss all you guys.
Give her a hand. Thank you so much. Casa Grande, step up. Tell us your name and what is that testimony you'd like to share?
Hi, my name's Mel, and I just want to say, I'm doing good. I got a job, and I got hope now. And I just want to give a shout out to my mom, Debbie, who's watching in North Carolina, and to ladies and Jean, Wiggles, Ori, Linda, I love you. And Bonnie, you're out there doing good. So proud of you. Thanks for being an inspiration to us. Love
Give
you.
it up for her. Hello, Mom Debbie in North Carolina. Step up. Tell us your name and what is that testimony you'd like to share?
I just want to give God first all the glory and honor. Jesus Christ, I love Jesus. I just got here last week also. Just God's doing an awesome job in my life. I got 90 days sober.
Man, give my hand, man. Give my hand. That is awesome. He said he loved Jesus and Jesus loves you too, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Was anybody else in one of the other facilities? Okay, all right. Let me make my way back up front over here. Boy, I got some cardio on Tuesday nights. Hey, listen, introduce. Room, God, so that you can give us eyes to see and ears to hear the testimony of our speaker that's going to be here tonight. God, I ask you to illuminate every gift, talent, and ability that you have worked on the inside of him, Lord God. And as he speaks, God, as the words come from his mouth, somewhere between his lips and the ears of the hearer in this room and online and in every correctional institution, God, we just pray that your anointing rests on every word, God, so that as they receive, they're received for the intended purpose for which you sent it. We love you, we worship you, God, and we pray this prayer in the matchless name of your son, Jesus Christ. And in Jesus' name we say amen. Amen. All right, now I want you to look at, you can clap for Jesus. And listen, before we get started, I want you to look at the person next to you, and I want you to say, get ready. No, y'all can do a little bit better than that. Say, get ready. Is that as loud as you can get? Say, get ready. That's what I'm talking about. Say, this is going to be good. And as I'm going to introduce our speaker to you, but I'm going to go through his bio. We're talking about the great visionary leader, Thomas Cotton. Thomas Cotton is a leader, an innovator, and a strategist with over 25 years of experience driving transformative change in reentry, social justice, anti-violence, gang redevelopment, and organizational development. As the founder of Redemptive and Advancement Alliance and Next Level Freedom, LLC, he pioneers evidence-informed programs that disrupts cycles of violence, incarceration, and poverty, and rebuilds path towards economic mobility and lasting community impact. He is dedicated to promoting dignity, access, and opportunity through solutions that confront the conditions that shapes people's lives. To do this, he uses strategic leadership and creative innovation to cultivate collaborative partnerships, inclusive learning environments, and community-driven systems that bridge street-level wisdom with data-driven insight for sustainable transformation. Thomas is a sought-after speaker, facilitator, and educator who engages audience with authentic cultural awareness and a deep commitment to change. His book, The New G Mentality, which we're going to hear a little bit about today, and its curriculum serves as a path from the block to the blueprint for redevelopment, leadership growth, and personal evolution in communities that have been overlooked for far too long. Thomas holds a MA in justice involved mental health from Morehouse School of Medicine. If you guys would please put your hands together and welcome to his night huddle up, Mr. Thomas Cotton. Appreciate you. Welcome to the huddle up.
Man, I'm excited to be here. I just want to honor everybody in the room and everybody who's here virtually. Like, I get this opportunity to just speak to you, and you are allowing me to do this, and I appreciate you all. John hyped it up a lot. I don't know if I'm going to stand up to that, but we'll see what we can do. We're going to have good fun tonight, and I just want to share a lot about life, my life in general, and 3 different points I'm going to talk about. The first one's about redemption. The second one's about rebuild, and the next one is release. And so what we have to understand is, like, our life is not static. We don't have a static life where we have to be stuck in one place. But life starts the way it starts, right? We get familiar with what we get familiar with. And for me, mine really is a life that I get a chance to live. That's what I look at. I have an opportunity to live this life, and no one could take away the experiences that I've had. No one could take away the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I just want to share a little bit, and I'll share a little bit about who I am, how I got here, but I also want to share, like, where can you go? Like, where are you going to be at? Because for me personally, I look at this room and everyone who's on screen, and I see nothing but leaders. Leaders in every single space. In times past, you've led people in one way or another. The question is, where did you lead them to? I was led to a lot of different places that I didn't even want to be. See, when I was 13, 2 weeks before my 14th birthday, my dad was stabbed by my stepmom because he's out cheating on her. She went to the club, found him, stabbed her. He literally died, but they revived him, and he was able to live, until just a few years ago during COVID. 2 weeks later was my 14th birthday, and my mom, who lived here in Las Vegas and still lives here in Las Vegas, she came to Bakersfield, where I'm from, California, and basically gave me an ultimatum. She said, if you want to keep all your family, you come live with me. But if you decide to stay, I'm going to disown you. My dad's in this situation, so I had to make a choice, right? So I made the choice to stay with my dad, and my mom disowned me. And at that point, at the age of 14, my 14th birthday, I've been making pretty much every choice along the way. I'm 53 now, so almost 40 years of making choices. I told you where I'm from, so basically raised in the hood, around gang banging, everything, drug selling, all that. I tried to not do it, but a year later, I found myself hopeless, hungry. Sometimes we had hot water, sometimes we didn't. So my boy would always tell me, man, come get this dope. Got this dope. You can sell it. It's this new thing called crack. Now, this is when crack wasn't this little hard. I don't even know what it looks like now, but back then it was big and it was yellow and it was ugly. I was like, how you make money off of this? He's like, man, just trust me. I'm gonna get you a double up and we're gonna make some money. One thing led to another. My cousin, who used to come over and he'd buy frozen pizzas, top ramen, and burritos, that's what I have to eat. We decided to take that money and double it up. Next thing you know, we doubled that, made a lot of money, decided to quit. But I said, if things ever get hard again, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Fast forward, I'm a misfit, gang banging, doing all kinds of stuff. I know I look funny right now saying that, but you're like, man, how hard were you really? Nah, but for real though, I was out there and doing these things. Usually I have a picture I get to pop up right now, but we'll wait for that later. And so fast forward, I didn't graduate from high school on time, decided, I'm going to try to get my life right, try to do some things, but man, I was hungry still. I was hopeless. And one day it just decided, me and my cousin decided to start doing robberies, start robbing people, places, and things. Eventually one night I get caught for armed robbery. I get arrested. I bail out the next morning. My other cousin comes and picks me up. And I just look at him. I said, man, you ready? And he knew exactly what I was talking about. From that moment, I became a professional drug dealer. And that's what I like to call it, because that was my whole world, my whole life. Started getting the double up, started doing everything, all the while I'm out on bail for this robbery. That's how I got my attorney, got everything that I needed. And during this time, I'm all in. I was found guilty of the robbery, and before I had to get sentenced, he let me have a little time out before I got sentenced. We decided to make this connect out of state. And so we went out of state, and I made almost as much money on that one little trip out of state as I did the whole time I was out on bail. It's like, man, this is crazy. But I went, turned myself in, got a year. Judge was lenient on me. He was like, man, it's your first offense. I'm gonna give you a chance. Gave me a chance. It didn't matter. First day I got out, I was already wrapped back into a conspiracy. Next thing you know, I'm back out of state selling dope. I just made a lot of money, decided to quit. But I said, if things ever get hard again, I know exactly what I'm going to do. You ever say that to yourself? I know exactly what I'm going to do. You already have it built in. This is what I'm going to do. Fast forward, things got hard again. Next thing you know, I'm back out of state. But this time, I had this mindset. There's only 3 things that's going to happen to me. I'm going to be dead, I'm going to be in prison, or I'm going to make it. That's it. So we're making money, hand over fist, just trafficking out of state, going. One day I end up getting shot. The next day I end up getting in a car accident that should have killed me. I was on the same emergency room bed 2 nights in a row, same doctors looking at me like, you have a death wish. But that trip, I decided to stay home, and everybody else went out of state. When they came back, they said, you know what, we don't even need you anymore. And I was upset. But you know what? I was at the point where I was ready to give it up anyways. So I said, let me get one more trip in. Y'all can have it. Get that one trip in. And as we're doing, everything's going, it's rolling, money's coming in. Christmas is coming up. I leave the rest of my stuff with the guy I supplied out of state. Told him I'm coming back January 6th, collect the rest of my money, I'm going to quit. We never made it to January 6th. January 1st, him and his girlfriend were shot and killed in a drug robbery. That led to a murder investigation, which led to a drug conspiracy investigation, which led to me being on the run from the FBI for about 6 months. Now, there's so many other things that happened in that time, but I just want to share and fast forward like how I got to where I'm at today. My mom and I, we didn't have a relationship at that time. So August 6th, my mom and I, we have a conversation. And during that conversation, I'm cussing her out, letting her have it. If you never left me, I'd never be in this place. It's your fault. And I was giving it to her. And then finally, during that time, she wanted to tell me about Jesus. And so she starts to tell me about Jesus, and I lose it. Who the F to say your God is so right? Who's to say Allah's not right? Buddha's not right? If your God was so right, I wouldn't even be in this situation. You'd be in a different way. I'm not serving no blonde hair, blue-eyed devil. And I'm letting her have it for hours. And all she says to me is, son, it's just going to have to come to you. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And that's where she left it. 2 days later, the FBI kicks in the door where I'm at. Boom. Takes me downtown, cussing the FBI out. You ain't got nothing on me. Take me to jail. They take me to jail, put me into a holding cell by myself. I'm sitting there. And I get my tray of food that night. And when I get this tray of food, I'm looking at this food and I'm like, man, how I get myself in this mess again? Because it's hot dogs that are green and beans that are green, not green beans, beans that are green, and just nasty looking. And I'm looking at this tray and I'm thinking to myself, man, how I get myself in this mess again? And something inside of me said, pray. It's like, I don't pray. Something just kept telling me pray. And I was like, I don't pray. And finally, about 30 minutes later, I just said, God, if you're real, I need you. I said a whole bunch of things after that, opened my eyes, and haven't been the same since. That was August 8th, 1994. First thing that came to my mind was Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I realized I was the problem. It was never anybody else. I was the problem. And in that moment, I just began to see things differently. At the age of 22, I was facing the rest of my natural life in prison for selling dope. If I would have went to trial, I'll still be in prison right now. But I was fortunate enough to get a 10-year sentence, spend almost 7 years in prison. I've been out now for a little over 25 years. When I was released, so that's the redemption aspect of what I'm gonna share with you. We're gonna talk about the rebuild now. Like, how do you get from this kind of mindset? I was all in. I was not a person who's just kind of doing this. I was really all into it. I was willing to give my life for whatever at that point. But God touched my life, gave me another opportunity. The way I walked through prison was different. So there's this rebuild that took place. There's this idea that I had while I was in prison that this is all I know. And I used to be my whole excuse. This is all I know. This is all I know. But one day it was like, this is not all I have to know. And the rebuild came from that moment of starting to think that this is not all I have to know. Like, there's so much more I can know. And a lot of times we stop so short and we forget that, man, I could pick up a book and learn and do stuff and start to learn so many different things, to the point where when I got out of prison, I started off tossing 5-gallon water bottles full of water into racks. That was my first job. And I hated it. It sucked. This is me every day. But a good thing it only lasted one day. I didn't quit. I was going to stay. But by lunch, the boss was like, man, you're one of the best workers I ever had. I know I'm going to lose you. And the moment he said that, he lost me, because now you're a reference for me. So the rebuild started helping me understand that other people can help me rebuild also. The people that speak good about you can be the reference that you need. And so the next job I had was a moving company, and every day moving stuff. And that's what I started doing, just moving. But I would go to work and I wouldn't think this is my end. This job is not my end, it's my beginning. I need to learn some things along the way. I need to start and humble myself. But I can't expect to go from where I was to the mountaintop. So I was joyful every day in my work. And I come to work working like this is my company. The reason why I did that is because I want to have my own company. I need to know what good work ethic looks like, though. And so I put in good work ethic for other people. And one day he said to me, man, you're one of the best workers I ever had. And what happened is, so during moving seasons and not, you finish moving, they send you home. And I need my money. So I would look at the warehouse. I'd be like, man, can I straighten up your warehouse? He'd be like, yeah, straighten it up. Once the warehouse is in order, next thing was like, your office needs help. He was like, yeah, you can come in and help in the office. So I started helping in the office. And he was like, hey, can you make some sales calls? I was like, you got a script? He was like, yeah. Started making sales calls for him. On my resume, I started putting in, I'm an office worker now. I'm no longer a mover. My next job was an office job. And I haven't looked back yet. I haven't been a mover or anything else. But my point about that is the rebuild helped me to think through, how can I do things different? If I know things are going to be hard, how can I do things different? See, here's something I want you to know about a rebuild. When you know what you've been through, and you know everything you've already come through, you can easily go back to it. There's no problem with that. Go back. It's there. And no disrespect to nobody, but I'll just say this. If you've ever been, who's been caught more than once and been locked up more than once? So here's what I want you to think about. And it's no disrespect. Promise you I'm not trying to disrespect you. Just not good at crime. I mean, if you really think about it, how good are you? And it's no disrespect. You're just not good at it. So what else can you do? You're going to fail at one thing or another. This is going to be hard to try to change my life, or I just try to get better at what I'm so familiar with. Both of them are hard, right? Choose your hard, though. And that's important, to understand how to choose your hard. My hard was going through this hard time of work and development and everything. And I've been out 25 years. It doesn't. And I'll say this, after 25 years of being out, there's different levels of hard. There's different ways that you're going to have to engage life differently. I chose back in 2010 to really settle into giving my life away to other people. Because after I went through the moving company, everything else, I started an IT career, IT and computers and stuff. And what I basically did, I didn't know anything about computers. And when I got out, I met a guy who was an IT professional. And I would ask him questions all the time. He'd say, man, that's not a real question. You need to come with some real questions. And one day he just decided to give me a computer. And he said, break it apart, do whatever you got to do with it, but come with some real questions. And I tore that thing apart, built it back up, did everything I could, and literally built myself an IT career because I was working for another company at that time, and they were changing their IT support and different other things. And I started to ask, can I do what I need to do? Taking initiative is a part of the rebuild. And so as I took initiative in this space, they started allowing me to do IT things. And one day I came into work and they were like, you know what, we got to let you go. You know, it's just the way things are right now. However, we just created this new position called systems manager, and it's yours if you want it. Pays you about $20,000 more a year. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. But the other thing is, I wanted to get into have a house. Anyone here want to own a house? So a lot of times when we think about owning houses, we think so far down the line. And it's true, it could be far down the line. It could be closer than you think, though. I met a person who started teaching me about real estate investing. And as I started learning about real estate investing, I used to think it would take me 10 years to get my first house. By the time I was out 10 years, I had 13 houses. And that's what sometimes we forget. When we don't give ourselves a chance in the rebuild, and we start to cut it off and say, I'm gonna go back to what I'm gonna do, we forget there are people we can meet along the way who can teach us something, who can help us to elevate. Because I'll tell you this, every shortcut I took on my own has ended up in a bad situation. But anytime someone else has opened a shortcut for me, it's opened up wide. It's created new opportunities, things I couldn't even see. Because there's other people who are in positions that can open up opportunities. I'm here today because I met John on LinkedIn. And 6 years ago in December, I came when his office was at the other location. I came just to want to meet him. And then when I moved here to Las Vegas, I wanted to meet him again. And we haven't talked in years. Posted something on LinkedIn the other day. We have mutual friends and everything. And here I am. You see, that's something about consistency, trustworthiness. He knows people that I know, so he knows that if he puts me up here, he can see from afar who I am, what I've been doing. People will open opportunities for you. And here's one of the things I want you to understand. In the rebuild, scripturally, 2 Peter 1, verse 3 says, his divine power is granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness. And so when we think about all things that pertain to life and godliness, that means God has all things for us. Like when I put my trust in the Lord back August 8th, 1994, I wasn't faking. I had to go through prison. While I was in prison, I stopped gangbanging right before a riot and told everybody. And I was like, do what you got to do. And the ultimate respect that someone showed to me was allowing me to go my way without any harm. Now, I'm not saying that that's for everybody, but that moment I had to trust God more than I trusted anything else because I need to represent who I am to the fullest. And that's who I am. I'm first a follower of Christ. And then everything else comes after that. The rebuild, the restructure, the redemption, everything. But see, the other thing is people that don't know Jesus, you have to also listen to other people. And there's this guy who was a mentor to me while I was in prison. He was a psychiatrist. And he used to always ask me this question. And he would talk to me. I was like, man, you don't know where I'm from. You don't know what I've been through. And I'll go into his office and we'll have that conversation. And every day I would come in, you don't know where I'm from. You don't know what I've been through. And he still say what he has to say. One day I go in and I'm like, you don't know where I'm from. Hold up. Do you want to live a free life? Yes. Do you want a good bank account? Yes. Do you want to have a car? Yes. Do you want to have a house? Yes. Do you want to be able to travel? Yes. Do you want to have a good relationship and family and everything else? Yes. Do you want an excellent job? You want a good name? You want all these other things? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I have all those. Why wouldn't you listen to me? Why wouldn't you listen to me? And I'm like, at that moment, I went back to my bunk, and this is while I was inside, and I said, is what he's telling me is going to help me or hurt me? And if it's not going to hurt me, and it could possibly help me, why not listen? Why not listen? Like, I already hurt myself enough. I listened to people that led me down to the path of destruction, like I should have been dead. So many other things. And they thought it was cool. Like, whatever stuff you've been on, if it hasn't led you to where you want to be, you got to start rethinking that mess. Don't let it challenge you in your progress where you're going. Why? Because there's so much more. So the rebuild took place and the release took place. And one of the things that happened while I was investing in real estate is I got caught up in the money, because money was like legal drug money. When you start investing in real estate, you're making money. It's crazy. But I want you to understand, once the market crashed and I was back into what I was starting to realize, I left God in a certain place. And I was like, God, I'll come back to you once I make all this money. But God was like, no, I want your heart right now. I want you right now. I don't want you to wait until you're at a certain place. You're at a certain place right now. I'm available right now. And so when he did that, and I started realizing, there's one thing that came to my mind: let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. That's Matthew chapter 5. And so what I want you to understand is, I've been doing this work for a long time. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to kind of move forward. I've developed reentry programs that did so many things. I moved to Las Vegas 5 years ago, and I know how great Hope for Prisoners is. I developed my organization in Atlanta, and it's still in Atlanta. But I came here, and I already knew there's no need for me to do the work here. This work is already being done. What else can I do? Right? Listen, Hope for Prisoners is a godsend. If you don't realize that, it's something that you got to see. There's so many opportunities through this place. And I've been across the country looking at reentry organizations, and this is a great model right here. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here, but I had to realize there's something else I could do. And I've been praying through it. And 2 years ago, I was listening to a Tiny Desk concert by Juvenile. You know who Juvenile is? You know, if you don't know him, look him up. But he has a song called Ha. And in the song, it says, you're on a paper chase. You got your block on lock, remaining a G until the moment you expire. And when I heard that, I was like, when did my G-hood actually expire? Because I never gave up on anybody from my neighborhood. I've always invited them to the work that I'm doing. I've always looked for ways to give back to the communities and everything. Everybody hasn't accepted me, and that's fine. They don't accept who I am. But I've never forgotten where I come from. So the New G Mentality, the book that I wrote, is about recognizing something. See, a lot of times we think that we have to dismantle something in order for it to be better, or pull you out of gangbanging, or pull you out of whatever. And sometimes that's true. But what if we could create a system, instead of dismantling gangs, we redevelop them? And the redevelopment of gangs starts from programs like this. It starts from people with lived expertise being able to walk through this process and beginning to take their experience, their expertise, and plug it back into individuals. See, I've been able to give of my life, a lot of it, and I'm very fortunate to do that. There's a saying called each one teach one. And I kind of challenged that status quo a long time ago. I used to think in my head, each one teach 100. And if each one of us take the mandate of teaching 100 how to live correctly, and they take that mandate Let's just say we got 5% out of that. We make exponential change. And that's what the new G movement is all about. The mentality is in the book. The movement is in us. So I appreciate you taking the time and let me speak to you all tonight. And, there's going to be ways you can follow me, find me. But I still honor everybody who's on camera over here. Appreciate you all. I appreciate everybody in the room. Thank you, John.
All right, can we give it up for Mr. Thomas Cotton? Thank you. Don't go too far. Was that some good stuff or was that some good stuff? Did he drop some nuggets in this room and he dropped some nuggets? Well, we're going to see what kind of nuggets he dropped in this room because this is an opportunity for Q&A. I know he dropped a whole bunch of stuff up in it, but this is your opportunity to share with him some nugget that you pulled up out of it, that what he said, or perhaps it's something that you would like for him to expound on. We're going to open it up here inside the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances, but we also open it up for those of you who are inside Nevada Department of Corrections. This is your time to come up. We got Mr. Thomas Cotton. I know we're going to talk about the new G mentality. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this book as we close out tonight. So any questions in the room, comments? We're going to make our way over. What I'm going to need you to do is I need you to stand up. And it's going to be a little bit weird because you need to look at the camera. I know he's over here, but look in the camera. And what is that question or comment you might have for Thomas Cotton?
When it comes to rebuilding, like what can you say for people who are just getting out and having to start over? Like what kind of things can we that can help motivate us or just help us in general, like so that way we can, instead of just giving up when we don't have any resources or giving up when we feel like we're not getting anywhere, what kind of things can we do to help us motivate us to continue on?
Yeah.
That is a great question.
That's an excellent question. And the first things first, and I know it sounds cliche, get in your word. Let God encourage your spirit, because there's going to be times where it's going to feel like you can't do anything. And how far can I actually get by this? But you can't, you got to trust that God has your steps, right? Number two, stay connected. You can't do this by yourself. This is not a walk by yourself type of thing. You can't learn how to come from one life, go through prison, get out, and expect to be able to live a different way on your own. People have to walk you through that process. You got to get some training that helps that. And then always have people you can call that will keep you on that up and up, hold you accountable. And that's important. Whatever job you start right now, just remember it's a stepping stone. That's it. It's a stepping stone to the next one, to the next level. This is not the dead end job. Every first job that anyone gets in this room is a dead end job. You got to treat it that way. But get two things out of that: experience and a reference. And those two things will take you far, because you got someone now speaking on your behalf, how good of a worker you are. And now you have transferable skills that can transfer to other spaces. So with work, there's that. With family, build. Trust that you got it though, and that you want it, and move forward. There's something better.
Man, that is so good. Great question. Great answer. Give it up. We're going to go over to Southern Desert Correctional Center. Please step up. Tell us your name and what is that question and comment you might have for Thomas Cotton.
Yeah.
I really don't have a question. I just have a thing. What he said, being determined and staying focused. I believe everything happens for a reason, and especially if sit home for me. I go to board tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And it's just when I get out, man, I can't go back to doing what I was doing, because it's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm determined no matter what to just stay on the path of dancing, doing something different. I start my trade Monday, and I should be done by the time I walk out the gates, man. And it don't matter how hard it is and what I got to go through when I get out of this place, man. I can't never do the same thing, because I didn't already get in the Department of Correction over half my life, man. So I just appreciate the message, because anyway, yeah, I appreciate the message, man. Thank you for understanding.
Yeah, give it up for him, man. You know, Thomas, I really love when I hear people like what he just said, right? That he's come to the end of himself, right? There is no going back, right? It's pushing it, put your hands on the plow and not looking back. So whenever I hear somebody say that, right? That they don't have another run up in them, right? Man, I get excited about
Not
that
yet.
because it's in that spot that you could really take a deep dive and really be able to change change a person's life.
Let me say this too.
Please.
About what he just said. When I was getting out, so many people say, you can never say never. You can never say you're never coming back.
Yeah.
You can never. And I would be like, I'm never coming back.
That's right.
I'm never coming back. I'm straightforward. I have no other choices. I'm not going backwards. I already know what backwards looks like. I already know what this road looks like. So if you're serious about being on a new road, get on the new road and just push it, because you don't know what's on that road. You never been down that road. But if you stay on the road you're on right now, you already know what it looks like and how many people get hurt through that process. Get out of that comfort zone. That's good.
Man, that is so good. Give him a hand for that. Give him a hand. We're going to look over there in the camera right there. Say hello to all the women of the Gene Conservation Camp.
Hi, everybody.
Tell everybody your name and what is that question or comment you might have for Dr. Cotton. That's what we can call her.
My name is Wendy, and I just have a comment for you, Doctor. It was ironic that you said choosing a different heart, because I've been in and out of the system for many years, and I thought it was going to be hard getting out, but getting connected with Hope for Prisoners, I choose a different heart today. And today I know that I have benefits coming.
Yeah.
Man, give her a hand for that, man. Give her a hand. That is so good. Did I tell you guys that we had the privilege of baptizing her in Florence McClure some time ago?
She
got baptized.
Yes.
We're going to come over here to the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances over at the headquarters. Step up, tell everybody your name and why you
business running down the hallways. Hi, thank you so much for your share. I think it's fair to say that everyone in this room is in a season of rebuild. And I'd like to know, when you were in your season of rebuild, how many mentors did you have?
Great question.
It was really cool. I had lifers that were mentors. I had, people who were transitioning in and out. I had staff that allowed to mentor me. I met a person who had a radio station, a radio show, and I would write in. And that person started to come see me in prison and allowed them to mentor me. I wanted to soak up as much as I could. I read books and read books and read books, and they became mentors. I let the Holy Spirit mentor me.
Yes.
I let the Word of God lead me. I remember looking at Matthew 6:33 one day and saying, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. And I remember saying to God, okay, I see this. So if I seek you first and your righteousness and your kingdom, all these things will be added unto me. Okay, I'm going to trust you. And if it doesn't happen, you're a liar.
That's right. Yeah.
I said it. I can tell you I've been saved 31 years.
Gosh.
And I haven't seen God fail. I have never seen God fail. My wife and I can tell you a story from this year, our whole relationship. It's just how he never fails. And it just continues on and on. I wake up every morning anticipating, God, what are you going to do today? Literally. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm talking about redeveloping gangs. Who does that? Yeah. But I have the experience. I have the know-how. I know how a lot of this stuff works, but I also know God goes before me. So that's the ultimate mentor that I've had. But I believe in mentorship. I believe in finding someone who can coach you. But you got to allow them to tell you what to do and just do it. Trust the process. Yeah. A lot of times we don't think it's going to work because, man, it ain't never worked for me. Have you even tried it? Have you really dedicated yourself to it? Like, when I talk about redevelopment of gangs, I'm talking about 50 years. I need 50 years to make this thing work. You know what's interesting? I'm 53. Chances are I won't be around. So that means I'm already creating succession plan right now. I'm creating people to come into this pipeline and lead this forward. It can't be by myself. So not only do I get mentored still, I mentor many. And that's what you also have to do. Be a leader and a follower.
Man, that is so good. Give it up for him, man. Give it up for him. That's how you know that you're dealing with a really great leader, because what he said is he's building something today that's going to outlive him. That's what legacy is all about. So we're talking to Dr. Thomas Cotton, the new G mentality. So if it was one excerpt of this book that you want to leave with us in this room tonight, what would that be?
Grace. There's a chapter called Grace Mentality. So all the chapters start with G, good, trouble, grit, all these other things, but grace. Grace is the ability to let people live, let them go, forgive, and everything else. But grace is also what empowers us to live, to let everything go that we've been through. And when we start talking about, and there's a part in the book that talks about how grace allows us to feel the redemption that we have, know that we're forgiven, and that God has used that, like we've fallen down, grace helps us get back up. And grace is the thing that propels us to know that, like, I am forgiven. I'm not just saying this, like, God, I'm a new person. What does this newness look like? And so I really would say, like, to me, the strongest aspect of the book is talking about grace. But even if you're not a believer, you can read this book and you can see yourself in it. And you can find yourself in a way where not only am I going to read this, I'm going to be about this movement. I'm going to be a part of this movement because I am the new G. Whether you've been gangbanging or not, you are the new G. You are the OG. You are the person who's put in the work already. Now, what are you going to do with it? Like, what do you, all this experience, I just want to think about it. All this experience in this room about, I can ask you about prison. Y'all could tell me the ins and outs and everything. You could tell me how to boil water from nothing. You can put the, I used to be inside and the joke was you could put a key on the one end of the football field at the goalpost and handcuff me to the other side. By the end of the day, I'm gonna have that key. And so you can tell me how to make those things happen. But can you tell me what it's like to live? You see, that's one of the things. I'm writing my own personal book right now about my life. It's called Faith and Reentry. And the reality is, there's a statement that I said, man, I just wanted to live. That's all I was trying to do. And I guarantee you, every single person in here, there's one thing that you seek for the most out of anything. Everything that you do, you want it to lead to this one place, and it's called peace. So how do you live your life so that you can be in that space of peace? And that's important. Like, you can have the madness, that's easy. Like, getting angry, fighting, pulling people down, that's the easy thing. How hard is it to lift people up? You got to have strong shoulders for that.
That is so good. Give him a hand for that, please. Give him a hand. Now, I know he had everybody in this room having flashbacks. So about the key on the goalpost and the other one, because I think everybody slid that Cadillac down the tier once or twice, right? Right? I know. Remember how we used to get them from like the third tier
all the way
down to the first tier, all the way in the corner cell over there, shooting that. Did I say that out loud? We're talking to Thomas Cotton, the author of The New G Mentality. We're going to go over to the Nevada Department of Correction. Gene, Conservation Camp, please step up. Tell us your name and what is that question or comment that you might have for Thomas Cotton.
Hi, Thomas. Thank you for sharing your story with us. I just wanted to say that when you're talking about rebuilding, how that made a lot of sense to me, and that and then whenever you connect with another person is to bring your best. And I want to try to live that all the time. And for me, keeping my peace is trying to be that, is if I can know that in the moment, I try to do the best I could at that moment, that hopefully when I do not make my best, that I can know that I try most of the time, So, but I do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Her comments are the reason why I say grace is so important, because we sometimes forget we're not perfect. We're going to mess up. I've messed up plenty of times. I didn't just show up here and like unscathed and look at me, I'm on my, pedestal. No, I have to fight through a lot of things. When we mess up, we know that God is forgiving. Yes. That's what repentance is all about. Let's continue to move it forward. And, what you talked about, I appreciate that. Get up, keep going, give your best, find that peace.
That is so good. Gene Conservation Camp, step up, tell us your name, and what is that question and comment that you might have for Thomas Cotton?
My name's Heather, and you mentioned about writing books. I was wondering what book inspired you when you were going through your trials and tribulations. What did you read that inspired you?
So good.
Yeah. So, you know, the standard answer is the Bible, right? But the interesting thing is when I went to prison, the only book I've ever read from cover to cover was Curious George. That was it. And then one day I started picking up Dean Koontz books and Donald Goines books. And if you know anything about Donald Goines, you know. But anyways, I'm picking up books. And then I just started reading. And I started seeing people's autobiographies and everything else. What inspired me, which book, I can't really pick one book because I read hundreds and hundreds of books. And but I know there's a textbook, and it was supposed to be a textbook. I didn't know the difference. It's called From Slavery to Freedom. And I started reading that whole textbook, and that thing started to help frame my world of what history looks like and what the future can look like. And I think that's one of the books that stands out as far as things that I've read. But yeah, I would just say read as much as you can. Find what your niche is as far as reading, and just read. You'll learn, you'll see what you agree with, what you don't agree with, and you start to frame your new identity around that.
I have one more question.
Sure.
Now that you're in a new place in your life, how has your relationship changed with your mother?
Oh, my mom. So that woman, that old wretched woman, she lives with me. So the day I was saved, I didn't get to a telephone for a couple days because they had me segregated. And once I saw the magistrate and found out how much time I was facing, put me in a cell block, and I was able to go to a cell block, a dorm, a unit. And I was able to go and make a call to my mom, first call I made, and told her what happened. From that point, we started to redevelop our relationship. When 5 years ago, when COVID hit, my mom's out here. I moved from Atlanta here, take care of her. She's been living with us now for about a year and a half. She loves it. She's part of the reason why I get to be here today, because she's watching the kids.
That is so, so good. We got time for one more question out of Gene Conservation Camp. Step up, tell us your name.
My name is Vinny. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to comment on something you said that really hit home. The each one teach one. So I have this little mantra that I say to myself all the time. It goes, if you are not an asset to me, you're a liability. If you're not bringing me greatness, you are taking it from me. So if you say that you love me and you care about me and you're my friend, and you're not helping me be the best version of myself at any time, at any moment possible, then what are we doing for each other? If you are not an asset to me,
Man, that's good.
Let's go.
Yeah, that is so good.
Yes.
That is so, so good. Thank you for sharing that.
Let me say
Thomas,
this real
yes,
quick.
please, go ahead.
There's a lot inside of all of us. Hold on to that. And what she said was beautiful. I just want to say this one thing, like, define your friends. I have a definition of friend, one who will never lead me to danger. And that's what my mindset has been. And can we be that friend that never leads anyone else to danger? Be a friend if you want those types of friends.
That's right. Yeah. Man, give him a hand for that. Please give him a hand. Thomas, we have this saying around Hope for Prisons that your associations determine your destination.
Absolutely.
If you show me who your friends are, I will tell you exactly who you're going to be 2 years down the road, guaranteed. And I always tell people I want to surround myself with people that are going to hold me accountable. That's going to push and pull me every single way. You want to jump in there somewhere?
No.
Yeah, that make sure want to hold me accountable. One of the things that really changed my life when I was in the penitentiary is I developed this ferocious love of reading, right? Picking up books and reading and dissecting and books. And I think that was the number one thing that literally changed my life. I didn't spend time my last rip playing cards. Playing spades, right? And none of that stuff. I was digging into books, and I know that this is a very, very powerful book, and we really want to be able to support you.
Thank you.
Chad, can you throw that book up real quick? So here's the book. It's The New G Mentality, Investing in Your Development, not your demise. And this book is available on Amazon for all of you who are watching all over the world. It's a fantastic book. I'm going to encourage you to pick it up. But what I'm also going to do, because when I was in prison, reading changed my life. So what we're going to do is we're going to purchase these books for the men and women inside Nevada Department of Corrections.
Oh, man.
They are on their way.
Appreciate that, brother.
What we're going to ask you guys to do is to make sure that you connect with your case manager inside the facility, and she's going to need to sign you guys up. So when you guys get signed up, she's going to bring that list back to me. We're going to place the order, and the books are going to be on their way. And for those, get up for that's good. They're on their way. And the other thing that we're going to do for those of you who are in this room, again, connect with your case manager. She's going to get me that list, and we're going to order those books in there for you as well.
Man.
And then what we're going to do, give it up for that. That's good. That's good. You got to support, right? You got to support each other. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, once the book gets in there and you guys read the book, is there a workbook to go with this too?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, the workbook is being printed.
Okay.
So we're going to do some editing, and then we'll have it ready.
Got it. So this is what,
by the end of the year.
yeah. So this is what we're going to do before the end of this year. We're going to get those books in you as soon as we possibly can. We want you to read and dissect it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Mr. Cotton on a tour inside Southern Desert Correctional Facility. And then we're going to also go out to Gene Conservation Camp, and you're going to be able to answer from the man himself, and he'll be able to answer any questions for you. Can we give Thomas Cotton a gigantic round of applause? Man, thank you so very, very much. It's been an absolute treat and a pleasure. I'm glad you circled back with me, man. And again, it has been a long time. Yeah. Thank you, everybody in this room, for gathering here tonight. Was this amazing? Was this amazing? Man, when you see people that have been there, done that, and living life on the other side of incarceration, on levels of life that most people only dream of, I know that gives me hope, right? So let's give it up for him one more time. We want to say good night to everybody here in the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances, gathered in the Steve and Judy Siegel Auditorium. Want to say good night to everybody inside Nevada Department of Corrections. Make sure you sign up for the book. Going to say good night to everybody who was watching around the globe on the Hope for Prisons Facebook page, our LinkedIn channel, and our YouTube channel. Good night. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.